Welcome back to the Foreverworld show, friends. We've missed you. I'm trying a slightly different format from what I traditionally do here, being my intro is old tech now. We've changed microphones, and the new one is working fantastically. If this turns out well, perhaps we'll be making it the new standard going forward. But today, it's a very big day, and we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get into it, and let's pick up where we left off last time, shall we? Last time you were here, we were in the midst of designing a cathedral. The cathedral, in fact. And you can see the handiwork right in front of your eyes right here. Behold! Is it not wondrous? Keen-eyed viewers can probably tell that some changes are afoot, and I quickly want to go over them before we get totally lost in the sauce with today's main event. While you were away, I made good on my promises and pushed back all these hills like I said I would. Burnt through at least 30 stone shovels in the process. My brand new pick and most of Core Digger are also pretty much ready for repair almost at this point. Going to probably need to gather some diamonds soon because these constant repair jobs are starting to get a bit expensive. But in the process of digging all this stuff out, you would not believe the amount of pillager ambushes I had to fight off. Yeah, about 3 whole squads of dorks trying to ruin my day. Clearly, they failed. I don't foresee a need to do much more clearing here as far as spacing out the main chamber is concerned, but that will be determined when the walls come in, and I definitely have room to make adjustments if need be. I'd even forego this forest area back here if it gets in the way. Now, I've made a few decisions regarding the front half of this cathedral build, and you can probably tell right over here, get this grass out of my face, that I decided to fill in this empty space here because it looked so awkward. I kind of didn't like it. So these are going to be the new towers that's going to flank the sides of the cathedral. The inside of this one is going to have a staircase going up to the roof. I don't know why you'd want to go to the roof, but I present that option to you. And behold. Before long, I think we can actually start putting in some real blocks and get all this dirt out of here. Hello, Rain. It's good to see you, friends. Welcome to the show once again. But yeah, I've been cooking up some ideas for this space like you wouldn't believe. We'll be revisiting this area in the coming episodes, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a great time. Lots of building. Coming soon to your eyeballs. But the cathedral is not why you came here. The most exciting news about all of this space being here, finally, it's finally given me the time, the opportunity, in fact, to share with you plans for Central City. Things I've kept locked in my head for nearly a whole year, stewing away in my brain pot, in fact, turning into a fine, delicious pot roast. Pot roast. Sun go down, almost time for sleep. Can't wait to get this rain out of here. Okay, where was I? The development of Central City will be a years-long endeavor, the primary focus for this Foreverworld project going forward, for the most part, and I really hope you guys like how I'm going to tackle this thing, because I think it's going to be absolutely glorious. Oh, look who it is. Come to spoil my frickin' intro. Oh my god. Number 4, here we go, guys. We can't have these little dorks running around here. This is a filming set. Get out of here. Interlopers. Ruining things. I say nay. Nay, I say. Anyway, with that, I believe it's finally time to get the show on the road. I believe it's time to open up the pot roast lid and let that delicious smell out. So have a quick sniff, drop us a like, and subscribe for more action, because now is the perfect time for Foreverworld nonsense for your eyeballs to enjoy. Could not even be a more perfect time than this. So, from the road that we've started from the outskirts, the Bountiful Mountain, the Architect place, the Cathedral, there'll be a road going in this way, which will lead us to Central City itself. I'm planning on putting something here, something like a monument, maybe a statue. I don't know yet. I got a couple ideas floating in my head. Oh my god, it's more of them. Hang on. I cannot let these guys go. They cannot. They need to learn. They need to learn not to be in my way. They need to learn. And they shall learn. Surely they shall. Hello, friends. This is a filming area. You're not allowed here. Come on. Get out. Get out. Clear your path. Not in my shot. Thank you. Can I hit him? Can I hit him? I missed. I got a second shot here. Maybe I can do it again. Damn. Okay, where was I before I got so freaking distracted by everybody and their grandma? Anyway, if you can use your mind's eye here for a second, imagine a road coming off this way from the main cathedral. Let's say the cathedral is the starting point for the road right now. So there's going to be a road coming around this way. It's going to come up the side of this peninsula. It's going to eventually take us all the way to over here, to the edge of this. This is all going to get flattened out and changed, of course. It's not going to be this way forever. But eventually there'll be a bridge, a really large and impressive bridge, I hope anyway, that will eventually cross over this river and take us into Central City proper. The river I'm intending on turning into a canal of some sort. It's mostly to kind of readjust the land a little bit, make it more usable, because if you look at this, it's kind of all over the place. And when you generally when you think of urban development of any kind, like, there's not usually a natural river, it's kind of more structured. So that's what's going to happen here. It's still going to be a river. There's still going to be a river here. There's going to be a river that's going to run through Central City, and it's going to be glorious. But the main thing that's going to make Central City special is the villages. Now, longtime viewers know that this is a completely random seed, chosen by fate, if you believe in such things. Oh, baby chicken. Having so many villages so close to each other in the same biome, no less, was never something that I was expecting. It's something that I was given by pure happenstance. And to be plainly honest, I've never seen something like this happen in any of my worlds before this, so it's kind of unique. Be it fluke or not, it makes this world something special, and I realize that I have the opportunity to do something pretty cool with this. Something, as far as I know, has never been attempted and documented. Unbeknownst to you, I've been slowly devising a bit of a science experiment involving all these villages that I have access to. The question I want to ask is, if given enough time and infrastructure, could several villages merge into a super village without me artificially inflating the population? If I was to build a city with houses, storefronts, municipal buildings, would these villagers populate and self-perpetuate with virtually no involvement on my part? That's what we're going to discover together over the course of building this place out. However, due to the nature of this experiment, I have to be willing to let villagers roam, and that means allowing them to get into trouble and potentially perish. I cannot be a helicopter parent for this to work as intended. Who wants an egg in the face? This chicken does, I think. Ha! That's what you get. For pooping everywhere. That isn't to say I'm not going to put in any fortifications whatsoever. Just given how massive this place is going to become, it's kind of an inevitability that I will miss a few spots where monsters could spawn. Which also says nothing about the pillagers coming in potentially to cause trouble. Considering I don't even know how those guys spawn, it's going to be probably impossible for me to keep that from happening. If my many run-ins with them is anything to go off of, there's not much I can do about them, so it's going to just happen, I think. But both of these situations could be an advantage in a way, and I better sleep soon before some zombies come and try to eat these villagers' brains. We do not want that to happen just yet. Everybody go to bed now. Everybody go to bed. Ding ding. Sleepy time. Oh, they live together. How cute. Good night. Oh, don't you use my bed. Don't you use my bed. Yeah, you go there. This is my bed. You can't sleep in it. My bed. Oh, what's down here? Potential danger, it looks like. We love potential danger. The main challenge of Central City is twofold. The first half is I basically need to build a city where villager AI isn't going to get confused. So basically keeping the building simple enough for them to pathfind still, while still making it visually interesting for you guys to look at. I believe we can strike a happy balance between these two, so I'm not all that concerned about it. The second challenge is keeping game lag under control. I don't know how much I can actually cram into this space before the game literally starts having a heart attack and potentially die. So having, let's just say, events is not necessarily a bad thing, sheep. This is uncharted territory, man. Science is messy. Central City might be the thing that makes me turn off Complimentary Reimagine if this place tanks my frame rate. We'll have to wait and see. That would be a pretty epic reason to stop using it, though. Man, I gotta do so much terraforming in this place. Ooh, you guys have no idea. Oh my god. Each village within Central City will effectively be its own district of sorts. I'm also not planning on tearing down any of their original villages. I think it'd be kind of fun to preserve them as sort of like historic heritage sites of sorts, if you kind of follow me. Old town neighborhoods, perhaps. Now, in total, main Central City, the main hub of everything, will be comprised of 5 villages. So basically 5 districts of sorts, and they're not necessarily all planned in advance. I got some loose ends I need to think about still, but off to MSA Selector, because the best way to really show you guys the lay of this land is from an overhead view. And believe me when I say, this space is a lot bigger than it will appear when you're looking at it from above. Okay, so kicking things off, we have village number 1. Now, this particular village was the one that I spied way off in the distance on the second video on this channel. And in terms of what kind of focus it's going to have, I'm not entirely sure, like in terms of district and stuff like that. Initially, I thought maybe it could be agricultural, but there's actually a village that's better suited for something like that. So this one will most likely become some kind of residential area, perhaps. Now, village number 2 is the jank one that I'll be correcting later on in this video. It's situated very close to the Craters National Park. Definitely going to be more commercially focused. Gift shops, sundries, the kind of crap people sell to tourists. I figure because it's situated so close to one of our national parks, tourism would be a huge draw here. And I know for sure I'm at least putting one kind of hotel or something along the lines of that in this area somewhere. We'll figure it out. Moving on up to village number 3, it kind of borders the snow biome, which I will also be talking about a bit later. I'm not totally sure what's going to happen here. Maybe it's where the smart people live. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the rich town. Maybe this one is the one that I really have no ideas for, but it's part of Central City, so there you go. Now, village number 4 is over here up on this hill. I guess it's more of a mountain, to be quite honest with you, judging how deep this gorge goes, and it's a bit of an issue because initially I wanted this to be an industrial sector for Central City. Have a dock, a shipping area, shipping and receiving, that kind of thing. I don't know how I'm going to make that work, so this area is a bit of a head-scratcher. We might need to come up with some interesting, creative solutions to get that to work. But initially, this one will probably end up being some kind of working man's village, so maybe a lot of stonemasons and that kind of thing. I'm not totally sure yet. We can come to that decision later. Village number 5 is all the way over here up on this hill. This is the one I'm kind of considering to be more agricultural because it's kind of it has more space to work with, let's just say. But it's also bordering up against the snowy biome, which is also a bit of an issue, but we can make do. We'll have to come up with an idea on how to adjust for that. There are a few extra villages floating around here that I could technically annex into Central City should I desire it. There's 2 in a set of forest, which I kind of don't want to deal with personally, mostly in terms of clearing out that forest and getting a road out there. If you've ever done roads before in Minecraft, you'll know that a forest is not your friend. You get a lot of wood out of it, but it's a lot of work. The forest village to the south will probably get a road going out to it just simply by being in the way of my planned road network, so there's that. There's also the snowy villages to consider, and I do have some plans for a snowy type area to begin with involving a village, but I would prefer it to be further away from Central City, so I might put that on hold and see if I can find a better place to build that particular project. Special shout out to the Pillager Tower on the island over there. It's actually a perfect spot for it. I call it Exile Isle. Those are the subjects. Now we come to the good part. Now then, are you ready for something cool? Here we go. Let's talk about something cool. If you guys assumed that this place was going to be just another one of those European-inspired castle towns full of taverns and tieflings or whatever, you could be forgiven. I will likely do one of those at some point in the future. I do have at least 2 areas in mind, and is that? Oh, they're back again? Put a pin in that. We got to clear out some interlopers again. How many times? How many times are we going to have to do this, guys? How many times? This is already the 3rd time today. How many times? Oh. I hear more friends. Are your friends down here? Oh, they're down here, all right. Hello, friends. This is not the best place to be fighting them, actually. All right, come on. Come on over here. Let's have it. Come on. I know you can't resist. Can you resist? Hey, come on. Shot his own buddy. All right. All right, all right. Wow, this is a deep cave. Wow. That was fun. More potions to the taking. I gotta repair this armor. Holy crap. Where was I? Oh, man. But no, that will not be the theme for Central City. What Central City needs is energy. It needs something more lively than cobblestone streets and Tudor architecture. It needs color. It needs activity. It needs excitement. The opportunity for whimsy. And maybe a bit of insanity. Who knows? And so, the theme for Central City will be, drumroll please, Los Angeles. Yes, Los Angeles. I bet you didn't think I was going to base it off as an actual place, did you? Well, it's going to be like a Minecraft-inspired version of it. Minecraftified, in fact. Maybe that's the word I wish to say. The glamour, the warts, all of it. And that's my intent. Again, we're not building a one-for-one recreation here, just capturing the essence and the vibes, if you will. The vibes surrounding Los Angeles and the area around it, perhaps. Now, the size of Central City is something else to mention. I'm essentially planning on filling this entire plains biome end to end with Central City stuff. There's more than one reason why I'm doing this, but part of it has to do with this snowy biome right here to the east. Having this snowy area so close to this project really bothers me. The transition from plains to snow is just so abrupt. I really wish I had something a little bit less stark in contrast, like a taiga or a snowy taiga or something, but the terrain generation does not giveth. Unfortunately, without totally editing the world generation, there's not much I can do about it. My best solution to kind of mask this whole area is to essentially make the transition happen myself. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. Part of it is filling in this area, I believe, with just stuff so the green isn't showing, and then just have this be a natural border, or maybe I'll put up a wall or something. I haven't really quite decided. But in putting up a wall, unfortunately, it asks a bunch of lore questions that I care not get into, because why is there a wall here? Why are we walling out the snowy area? What's going on in the snowy area? I don't know. I don't know what's going out there in the snowy area. I gotta sleep again. Will I ever be able to fill in Central City and make it a reality? Well, it would be fun to try at least, right? Expand your horizons and do something challenging, something self-imposed anyway. Is that not the point of Minecraft, though? Is that not the point? Just challenge yourself and see what you can actually do? I think that's the whole point behind this game, is it not? To quote Adam Savage, failure is an option. If my science experiment goes under, worst case is I can pivot Central City to be something a little more standard, something a little more traditional, if you will. And, villagers on house arrest and that kind of thing. But I'd much rather give this whole thing a chance first before we come to any such conclusions. Right? Right. Obviously, we're going to have to start industrializing the crap out of this Foreverworld if Central City is to be... almost fell down here. If Central City is to be born the way I wish it to. So that means tons of redstone machines, tons of farming, fuel source gathering. I need it. Hello, Rain again. Welcome to the show. Super smelters, renewable fuel sources, all that kind of fun stuff. The things you'd find like on Hermitcraft. I'm going to have to start learning how to make complex redstone machines. Oh my god. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. And none of it we're going to get to today. Except for this place right here. This is where we're going to be working later on in this episode. Fixing up all this jank. Look at this place, man. I mean, come on. I can't leave it like this. If this is going to be a district, this is just going to create a bunch of trouble. Look at that. I think there's even path blocks down here if you look down here. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, this place is just... I don't know who thought this was a good idea, building a village here, but apparently one of these guys thought it was a smart decision. Maybe it had a business sense. Put themselves right next to Craters National Park. Maybe that's what it is. But no, I think the first step for Central City is getting all the major roads planned out. The central old road going down the center to all that other stuff, and I gotta work on these canals, and oh my god. Gotta work from the ground up if we're gonna get the city going right. And for now, that's all I gotta say about Central City. If this idea jives with you, I sincerely suggest you subscribe to the channel. The more of you that join the Galzima squad, the easier it will be for me to make Central City happen quicker, in the long run. I literally have more ideas than I have time to enact on them, so your support will go a very long way, so thank you in advance. That being said, it's prep time for Central City, and the first thing that has to be addressed before anything else is this silly little village right here. I'm gonna go get some materials, and then we're gonna get to work. Fixing this place. Yeah. I'm such a dork. Now, the best news about all of this is I have a plethora of dirt and stone from all the digging I've done just here alone, and that's not even including the world core stuff that I'm doing. So fixing up that village will not be very hard to do at all. Like, I have the materials on hand, I know for a fact. Oh, lag spike, that's not great. Why did it do that? Ooh, that's not good. We haven't even started building yet. So anyway, I'm gonna get some blocks in my inventory. I'm thinking we're gonna use is, oh, I got plenty of tuff here. I kind of want to put tough walls in for some reason. Tough bricks. Very tough bricks. Do I have dirt? I know I have dirt in one of these here somewhere. This is all world core digs, guys. I've been hard at work. Look at all this. Much deep slate. I got so much tuff. That's gravel, actually. There's tuff. My dirt, I think, is up here. Yeah. Grab a bunch of dirt. Okay, let me dump the rest of this stuff out, and I will head on down to that village, and we will get to work. Come on, man. There we go. And behold, a very basic wall to keep these ding-dongs from wandering into places that they shouldn't. Kind of like putting up a baby gate to keep your kid from wandering into the kitchen and getting stabbed or eating the cat food or whatever your kid does. I don't know. I don't judge. If there's one thing I know about villager AI, it's that they typically don't pathfind off ledges that will hurt them if they can avoid it. So I'm not really worried if some of these guys end up walking up on the rails if their friends dare them to, if you know what I mean. And down here, this way is now officially blocked off, so no monsters can get out and eat their face. I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do down here just yet, but for all intents and purposes, this we can actually hold off to for a later date. I don't want to get too crazy in working on this village too much too early, because the whole exercise of this is mostly keeping these guys safe in the here and now, so we're not really going through crazy design features or adding things to this village just yet, because trust me when I say I can probably get carried away in this if I allow myself to. So this is as far as we're going to go with this particular village for the time being. If there ever was a village in all of Central City that had the potential to become patient zero as far as like the zombie plague is concerned, it's basically this one. Oops. So many different cave openings and stuff that I had to walk around and fill in and all the other stuff. There's still a bunch of like craters and stuff that need attention, smoothing out. Like this place is just totally wrecked, dude. Totally wrecked. You guys have some really crazy ideas about where to live. I guess the Craters National Park is just that much of a tourist draw for you, isn't it? That's what we're gonna say anyway. Dude, you're wrecking your own farmland. What's wrong with you? Oh my god, these guys. Oh my god, these guys. The wall designs are actually probably subject to change as a result of what I've just said. This is a little bit samey as far as all the tough bricks is concerned. I don't generally have an idea for how this is going to look just yet. In my mind, I was thinking tough. I think it needs a little bit more work done to it, but like I said, for all intents and purposes, this place is now more or less idiot-proof, so we don't have to worry too much about these guys getting hurt. Not too much anyway. There's no walls on the city, obviously, so I have to keep in mind of that. And we will definitely sleep when the nighttime comes, because these guys got no protection outside of that one iron golem who was conveniently distracted at one point. Hopefully he does not get distracted in the future, because he needs to keep these guys safe. Whoa, check this anomaly out. It's a hay bale on a path block. It's crazy, isn't it? You gotta keep these guys safe, my friend. You gotta keep them safe. It's not up to me to do your job for you. Keep them safe. Hey, villager, think fast. Oh, I missed. What happens if you throw an egg at a villager anyway? Do they get mad at you? I gotta find out. There's gotta be another egg around here somewhere. Come on. For science, we gotta find an egg. Who's got an egg? Oh wait, chicken. Produce for me an egg, if you will be so kind. Do it. Do it. He's not doing it. Okay, chicken. Okay. We'll find out later, I think. I think we'll find out later. Huh? I guess it's hard to go with all this pressure, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, I think that about does it for this particular episode. I believe we've done our duty, and it is time for us to go home and sleep well. It's a tribute to you, Adam the Woo. It's a tribute to you. I'd love to keep going and put in the roads and all that today, but I would be here all day, and this episode would be inflated to God knows how long. I think we're going to have to put a hold on any other major projects until I can kind of clear my plate, more or less, because I've got so many projects that are like planned and mentioned and started that barely have had any work put into them just yet. Like the cathedral is just one of them, and we got the mining camp over there. We've got additions to Bountiful Mountain we got to add in still. Like there's so much I got to do and get caught up on. Oh, chicken just dropped an egg for me. I'll save this egg. Next time we're going to throw this egg at a villager, and it's going to be glorious, chicken. It'll be all your fault of what happens next. Not mine. Your fault. Is that another egg for me? Oh, I got 2 shots. 2 shots for the villagers. Oh, 3 shots. 3 shots. Okay. Glorious. Thank you, chicken, for pooping. It's going to be a long road, friends, but I'm sure when we get there, when I start finishing all these projects that I've started, this place is going to be amazing. And I hope to see you guys along for the journey. Next episode, I want to have this main road network sketched out and running through Central City as intended, so I can start planning, get up here, the builds and situating all the different ideas I have floating around in my mind right now for Central City. And that will help us plan and get things ready for what's to come next. This will likely be all off-camera work, so next time I see you guys, this should be in place. But the main feature, I think, is we're going to come back to this cathedral, and we are going to go vertical. Mostly so I can give you guys the idea of the grandeur that's living in my brain for this place. I can finally share that with you guys in actuality. Probably put in some walls here at the main chamber place. I still don't know what this room is called in real life, but it needs to be done. There's also some industrialization that needs to happen very soon. As you can see, I'm growing some dripstone for reasons I'm sure you are already aware of. I don't think that will happen next time. Might even address it off camera completely. Not totally sure about it, but it needs to happen if we're gonna get anywhere at all with Central City and this cathedral. We need to get that addressed. Quit looking at me like that, cow. Why am I so hostile with the animals lately, man? I don't know. Much to do. Much to do. This stuff never ends. Anyway, if you made it this far, high fives across the board. Drop a like and consider subscribing for more of this crazy self-imposed journey I put myself on. And yeah, this is Dan, occasionally known as Galzimus, signing out. And I will see you guys very, very soon.